So now she's in our family home, taking over the land. You know what I'm saying? So I still have respect for her. I have my own. I don't need what she has. But I know mindset is that she's about money and whatever she gets for business to make
and
that
work,
money.
right? Do you work for her money? She's an architect. Do you work for her money? She has a right to it, like you have a right to your money. You told me she fixed up the house that you lived in. She took care of your dad. She put food in his mouth.
Look, my dad was the military. We traveled around the world as military grandchildren. My dad was the military. He took her in at 23. Okay, so my dad was established before she even came into existence. So it's not like she took care of him. He took care of her. She was the young one. Okay. So we have our differences. It's a love-hate relationship, but love wins in the end.
Is she supposed to?
Iran has been attacking Israel for a long time. Iran has been attacking Israel for a long time. And Israel finally had enough and said enough. And now you're going to have a taste of what it's like. We'll see where it's going to go from there.
Well, the oil prices are about to go up. And they just cut off the strait. They cut off the strait of what is it called?
Hormuz.
Hormuz.
I don't think they'll do that. Well, it could happen, but it won't be long.
Yeah. Because China gets 90% of the oil from the Strait of Hormuz, and they told the Iranians not to do it. That's fake news. It didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
It didn't happen. The U.S. military, it actually, you can actually go online and find out what the U.S. military is saying live right now.
What website?
The Defense Department.
Okay, yeah, I was just on Iran Observer, so that's where I got my.
Yeah, just go on the Iranian Defense, and they will tell you, bro. Because 90% of all Chinese oil comes from the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is not going to cut that off. It's never going to happen.
Well, I don't think they would cut it off in China, but what about America? Do they get any supplies from that?
America doesn't need oil from anybody. America is energy independent. It seemed like that since World War II. That's the reason World War II started, because America doesn't need oil from anybody. Like Japan doesn't have any oil. Korea doesn't have any oil. Doesn't have any oil, unless it's Manchuria. America has oil from Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and all sorts of places. America doesn't need any oil. You know that, right, bro? Your energy independence.
Yeah, well, we don't use it though. They sit on that oil.
Bro, but America is energy independent. You don't need oil from people. You're like self-sufficient. And that's why your B-2 bombers can go from Missouri all the way to Iran without being detected. Because you're special. You don't need oil, bro.
Yeah, you sound like you love America more than I do.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Bless America. Thank you for what you did.
America is finished, man. This is just the beginning of the prophecies that's going to take place. All right, Russia, Iran, so-called Persia, which is Iran, China, North Korea, all of these nations are going to team up and go against America. They're going to form like Voltron. All right, they're going to, you know who Voltron is?
Yeah.
You ever heard of They're about to form like Voltron on America, bro.
Yeah.
You understand?
The strikes on Iran.
Again, like they did in 1942.
That's all I'm allowed to say.
They're not going to do anything to America. These people are just all talk, no action.
Technology is a little bit more advanced on all parts.
Yeah, the technology advanced. Like you can nuke every single one of them.
Place to go.
Yeah, they can shoot. They can shoot 100 million missiles right back at the same time.
Yeah,
So
but
the whole world
let's all
will be
die
destroyed.
together.
We're all gonna die together.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's gonna die from a nuclear blast. I think it'll be some survivors. They'll probably look like the Book of Eli. You seen the Book of Eli?
Yeah, I've seen the Book of Eli. Like the whole Bible. But like,
Yeah, it'll probably look like that.
Why don't we all die together? Why is that such a problem?
Hey, cause I think somebody said like the last World War will actually end up leave us fighting with sticks and stones. Send us back.
Einstein, Albert Einstein, and he was Jewish, by the way.
Yeah, that's what
That's what he said.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
forget
crazy.
that you have a real cup of tea, you have a real secular defense, you're gonna be fine. You're an American. America ended World War One, ended World War Two, and is stopping World War Three from starting. You're gonna be fine. You're an American.
No, I'm not an
Trust the
American.
government for once.
Hey, America has to be judged because of what they've done to the black. Because of what they've done to the black people in America.
Wait a second. Let me tell you about what America done for the black people outside of America. America passed a law that said no independence before black majority African rule. And it was passed by Harold Macmillan in 1956. And you know what that law meant? It meant that no African country can gain independence unless they have a black majority African country. And that was in 1956 under President Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. There's still rules.
No, it means a lot of things. You know what
They don't
I
have. They're not
what,
continent.
my brother, you know what I did? It freed the entire African continent. So Sudan was the first of January 1956 to get independence because of the United States of America. And then after that it was Somalia. After that it was the Congo. And then after that it was Ghana, which became the gold nation.
Yeah, majority of those nations sold other black people into slavery. So y'all already working.
No, they didn't. Sudan, no.
My husband's from Ghana. He said yes, they did.
Yes, y'all did.
Sudan never did that. Somalia never did that.
Alright, bro. Alright,
Can you recognize that sometimes? Can you recognize? I know your government sucks, but can you recognize that your government sometimes does great work? It's not the end of the world, you know. It's not terrible, because that no independence before majority African rule argument was the
let me tell you
eventually got. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Let me tell you something about the Southern World. Like when I look over at the G20 summit, I don't see any African Americans or so-called Negroes that live in America having a representative. You know, so we don't have anybody specifically.
What happened to Barack Obama?
He brought in homosexuality. Like that's against God. Right? He didn't give us
That's why I
cell
go with the
phones.
Trump. That's what they were about.
Uber. Right? He didn't give us a free cell phone to spend, and you started Uber. Okay, he gave us Uber. That's it. He didn't do shit for the black community. Right? Fuck Barack Obama.
Amen.
guys make me laugh. I love you. God bless you too, by the way. But I don't even know how to react to that. I just like you guys. Bless you.
You know, it was a comment made, why do people hate, Israel or Jewish people? And then someone replied with, why do they hate black people? Do you know, if we put down the sticks and bricks and bottles and guns, we are a record to deal with. That's all I gotta say. And everybody knows that. Every culture knows that. Physically and mentally.
Yeah, but black Americans are like really cool people. You know, they
Are like what? Are like what people?
really cool people. Cool people. We love you. You're very special people. And I don't think you get enough credit for making the world be cool. Because when I came to Australia, I was a kid. Came here as a kid. And then I became cool instantly because of you people, like Americans. I don't think you guys get enough credit. We love you. We love you very much. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you. God bless you.
And black people have a lot of love for other cultures as well, but it just seems like in America, I can't speak to how they treat them. Well, I know my experience as a child in Germany and France was not a friendly one, but in America, I just feel that every culture that comes over here just treats us like we're nothing, and we're the lowest thing on the totem pole, and we have been the most controlled culture in America in terms of excelling, financially to get ahead. And it seems like when other cultures come over, it's controlled.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, without you guys, we'd do nothing. Sorry to hear that. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Black Americans, you made us cool. You made us appreciated. And, you made us loved. We love you guys. And it's terrible what you guys are going through. And I don't understand what happened. Nobody does. You people, you're so amazing. I don't know. Hopefully people understand the work you guys did. We're learning every single day. And I'm sorry you went through. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. We just want all the white people to have that same sentiment. But, we'll take it in Cash App payments.
No, 100%. Let me know. Just message me. We love you guys. It's terrible. I had no idea. Like, literally. I'm like, yeah, why did I come to Australia and why it was so cool? Because of you guys. You made it cool to be black. And, you had no idea. Nobody knew. Thank you very much. And, yeah, if you want Cash App, let me know. Just message me. And we love you very, very much. So I'm so sorry what you went through. And by the way, I saw what you guys did. I saw some of the media, everything else like that, and I was like, yeah, these people are so extraordinary. So, thank you very much. God bless you. And
what did we do?
You made it cool to be black. You made it cool to be black.
How did we make it cool to be black?
Because
we're imitated. We're imitated. That's what it is.
Yeah, the trend
yeah.
What are you talking about? What culture do we have over here? What culture do black Americans have?
No, No, in the whole world. You didn't see the movies you guys made, the music videos, the culture.
It's not
you
our
guys
culture,
had.
bro. It's
No,
not our
but
culture,
it,
bro. I mean,
no.
you can. I mean, we grew up like that, but that's not who we are. You know, that shit was put on us, and we imitated. We imitated art. You know, the gangster rap, the TV shows, all of that stuff. We just imitated what was presented to us. That's not our culture. Our culture is over there in the land that's occupied by Israelis. Right?
Hello.
Our culture. That's our culture. Right? What they're doing over there is not part of the biblical laws. Right? The biggest homosexual parade is in Tel Aviv. Because
The capital of Israel, Tel Aviv. That's right. The biggest Diddy party is going on right there.
Well, you don't believe in human rights? You don't believe in freedom for all?
Human
Are you
what?
against
What? Human
tell
what?
me something. Are you anti-gay?
It's not that I'm anti-gay. I'm more like living according to what.
Sorry, I'm tired of the freaking fat black monkey bullshit. Okay, that fat black bitch can go. They stay in the fucking goo.
I don't want to go down that road, but I did want to say that I thought what she said was kind of like quite, you know, she was just saying it for the sake of being controversial, nothing more than that. Honest. I mean, with a name like ISIS, you've got to ask yourself.
No, it's just it's another dumb fat black bitch with an identity crisis. They're not from Israel. They're from fucking Africa. She's a damn monkey, and she's a stupid dumb fat black bitch with a mic. That's where it begins and it ends.
I got to call you out for the racism there, brother. Seriously. Sorry for saying that, but you know, you at the end of the day, you know, that just kind of like brings us to an all.
I'm black too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. Why do you have to bring it into the equation? What's it coming from?
Did you not just hear what that dumb fat black bitch just said?
I heard what she said, but I don't think it's got anything to do with the color of her skin.
She's the one that made it about race.
Listen, she had.
She is the one that made it about race.
What did she say?
Okay, you know what? Let's bring her back up. If you want to throw bananas with her, go ahead and throw a banana.
Bring her back up.
Okay, look, everybody has a right, isn't it, about freedom of speech and what we feel to say. I'm not gay. I don't want to be gay. Okay. So if the question was about am I anti-gay, no, I'm not. Some of my best friends are gay. No, I basically observe that culture of rainbow culture, however they consider themselves. I have respect for them as long as they have respect for me. As long as they don't try to infringe on my beliefs and what I stand for, I'm okay with that, you know, so they can live their lives the way they want to. But it's a shame that the capital in Israel is full of a Diddy party, you know. And like I told you, my stepmother just came from Israel. And I know I get the feedback of what it's about.
So, do you have the same feeling about a Diddy party in Washington?
It's a Diddy party over the whole United States, if you ask me. You know, but it's
with a Diddy party in the United States?
Well, you know, when you're doing child trafficking and you're drugging people and it's a business, yeah, I have a problem with that.
No,
In terms of morals.
I'm not talking about illegal interactions. Legal interactions are completely out of order. If you're doing something illegal, you should be held to task.
That's right.
I think the same thing goes for a country like Israel.
That's
do
right.
Illegal stuff, you get done for it, like you do in the
right.
United States. But why is it that you're pointing the finger at Israel for one type of Diddy party and you're being completely hypocritical.
It's a big party in Hollywood. It's not just in Israel. It's a whole. It seems like that is the way that they're trying to push the youth to that type of lifestyle, and it's forbidden according to my faith and belief. And I'm not knocking nobody else what they want to do. It's just not for me, and I have a right to say that. It's not to be anti-gay or anything like that. It's just to say, hey, I recognize that what I have grown up to understand is not what.
Why are you on a stage pointing your finger at a country that you've probably never visited before, talking about what they do in another country?
Right, because again, she's a fat, ignorant black bitch. That's where it begins and where it ends. Yes, you're a fat, ignorant black bitch. You've never been to LA. You've never been around anybody famous. You are a fat, ignorant black bitch.
Your mama is fat, black bitch. You check your
Excuse me, my mom is definitely not a fat, ignorant black bitch. Again. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, okay. So you can go sit with your tits on your fucking lap and your ignorant black bitch bullshit in the goo.
Wow. At this point, I exit the conversation. Anyway, on another note, I think the Israeli Defense Force has put out a very good message to the people of Tehran. In the coming days, the Israeli Defense Force will continue to attack military targets in the Tehran area. For your safety, we ask you to keep your distance from the regime's weapons manufacturing industries, military headquarters, and security institutions. With thanks. I don't think it gets more clear than that. What other army in the world would do that?
Because, just like you mentioned, World War II, where, husbands were dying and women need to support their families as well. So, and then all other different things. It's not about just beating or whatever. That's insane. I don't even know. I wouldn't have even went to that. I'm shocked that you did. But, it could go to, it also could go to, women wanting to vote, wanting to be able to have that. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different details. Being able to bank accounts because their husbands, were probably, I think that's really what started it. Not because of alleged beating. Women's husbands were going to war.
It was a multiple layer panic.
Yeah, it's very layered. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, with the pick out beating out of all things.
I'm back. What were you guys saying?
Was using it to describe a type of man.
Concrete said that women are selfish. That's why the birth rates are low.
See, I think the problem is, and it's not.
I'm good with that selfish, I actually agree with concrete. I find nothing wrong with it.
I don't think
Selfish.
I don't think that's the issue. The issue is the fact that people they won't commit sacrifice.
Is, what we've seen before with people retaliating against the United States, but also it's what we're seeing in the Middle East already since 2 years ago, right? Like I'm not taking sides here, but I'm saying like Hamas was created and amplified by they were able to use attacks on them, on the Palestinians, as a way to boost the need for them, for those who support them. Now, I'm not saying all Palestinians support them at all. That's not it. But what I'm saying is governments create these terror organizations and they give them the means of propaganda. So, yeah, the United States getting more involved in this just looks wild. And, again, not victim blaming, but it's like, if you already know that this is what happens, the retaliation, then, if you're Trump and you've got all this bravado and yes men around you, then all you guys got to do is, and the rest of us, is just sit back and hope for the best. Keep marching.
What I read in an article was that it wasn't even due to new intel that the decision was made when it was made, but simply that it, this perspective of this article was that it served some sort of agenda by the executive, thus here we are. I don't know about that. I mean, again, that's just, it's like unverified by the information that which did, and I hope that's not confirmation bias.
Well, but Netanyahu's been yelling about Iran for 40 years. There's like every 3 or 4 years, he's like, right? Like, we've got him on tape for 40 years doing this. So, anyway, you know what? If you start a war, you're gonna have a war. That's all there is to it. So, not you guys' fault, but that's what he did.
Sorry, Netanyahu played Trump. That's what happened. That would be my guess.
Well, look, I'm going to say something that some people aren't like, but Netanyahu is not a friend to the Jewish people. Netanyahu is a friend to Netanyahu. The guy is a power-hungry warmonger, right? That's all he wants. He loves this shit, right? That's all he's ever wanted, was to bomb everyone. And he uses everyone's Jewish guilt to be able to get away with it. That's why people don't stand up, because if you stand up to a fucker like that, you're going to be called anti-Semitic when there's nothing about him, right, that anybody's even looking at that is Jewish. I know he might be Jewish, but I'm just saying, like, they're saying you are a terrorist, and I'm not talking about Israel and Palestine. I'm talking about like Iran and the rest of it. The guy loves this stuff, but you can't say it or you're going to be called something that everybody cringes about, right? Well, call me whatever you want. Netanyahu is a fucking terrorist, right? And again, not just about this. He's been doing this and wanting to create war for years, right? He fucking loves it. The guy's off his rocker, but you can't say anything, you can't do anything about it because, guilt, right? It's fucking weird how he's using all that.
I was at a gathering last night, and it was a lot of my friends from elementary school, high school, and then current friends. My elementary and high school friends are all Zionists. Born and raised on what we call the Borscht Belt here in LA. And they are second generation Holocaust survivors. The flip side of that was they brought their friends that are here from Iran. And I had a really interesting conversation with a friend of mine who is here on a work visa. He's gay. He's been here for 4 or 5 years and applied for a job with the county of LA before all of this started. He's been in the pipeline. He got an offer, and they have been delaying on giving him a position, even though they gave him 2 offers. And in asking him what they're doing, they're checking things that they've called people back in. They've tried to contact people in Iran, but they've contacted former employers in Europe. They have contacted places where he had rented an apartment when he first came here and contacted the owner. They're going to such great lengths to investigate this poor kid. And in the meantime, he is sitting here and telling me that his parents are too old to move out of Tehran. He hasn't spoken to them in a week. His brother is trying to leave. And I'm sitting in this house, and you could cut the air with a knife. It's so thick. And one person decided to bring up, so what do you guys think about Netanyahu bombing Iran? And let me tell you, World War III broke out in this house. And at that point, I said,
Nice, we all keep asking y'all to.
Yeah, there's India's money, yes. Yeah, bro, they could have bombed and flattened hundreds of cities and killed millions, so they didn't do shit. They could have done worse. They didn't.
No one's pushing a button on a nuclear weapon because it will literally trigger a chain reaction around the world.
It's a show. I just want to stay in power there.
I'm exhausted. I'm watching a video on X of an American military woman who got into an Uber and is changing. They're saying it's one of the pilots from the B-2s into like an evening dress from her gear, and it's in like double time or triple time, and I'm exhausted watching it because like it looks like a lot of effort. And now I'm done.
To get out of an aircraft military uniform and change into like a wedding a gown for your dance?
Well, not a gown, but like a